plan.
We're recording, but we
Okay.
have to wait for a few more people to meet quorum.
We're, on our screen.
Let's see
Here we go.
who among the,
Or do we have to if it?
the video types are members.
Well, still, sorry, how many members do we need currently for quorum, because it brings us to the committee?
Oh, that's good, right, because Andrew Albert is gone, so then.
He wasn't on.
Yeah, he was.
Dan's not on committee anymore either.
Oh, he's lost.
Who?
I don't think so. I think he
Dan?
switched, yeah.
I thought he asked me for a waiver.
The website has the full list of people who are on the committee. You want me to tell you? who's on?
going
Right, except that Andrew Albert was on there, so that's one less,
We just need to know the total number so we
Yeah.
can,
you can know what quorum is.
Yeah.
We can just.
We can.
yeah, I know, you're right.
Sheldon chart.
Right.
Well. 3/11/26.
There's Natasha.
And am I not seeing this, but if you go to the drop down on our website, that PCI is not listed, or am I?
No, no,
It is.
there. Yeah, just go to, committees.
Click on the,
No, do the drop down.
oh,
Well, I think we now.
Okay.
5, 6. We
So
have
we have, hello Natasha,
2, 4,
Hi.
6. We have.
I wanna
Okay,
can you, do I have to unmute you or you unmute you?
but it's our.
Hi,
committee.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
can you hear us?
Okay, all right. Yeah, I can hear you. So I'm going to put myself on mute while you guys are talking, and then when it's time for me to talk, I can unmute. Is that okay?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
trying to figure out
Because it's a
how
different
many
community, that's the
people
Bronx
makes a
number.
quorum in this committee now.
I just-
Need your leaders.
Okay.
Ah,
here we go.
So who else is here?
I,
I have
You what?
2 CB7.
readers.
I got readers.
now.
I can't tell if
Yeah.
these
Here we are.
screens
I tried
are
the contacts for both.
No,
team members
It's
or,
not good.
Even the glasses, I'm having a hard time with the.
you see that? Oh, here you go. Oh, hi. Alex, and who's the other person who's here?
I think the other person is Jeffrey.
Jesse, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so we're still waiting to meet quorum.
No, I don't think we
Yeah, I
are.
think we are.
We're not,
We have
okay,
6. We have to choose.
3, 4, 5,
Is Steve
yeah,
on this committee too?
no,
Yes, she is.
No, no,
no.
no, she.
Okay, we can get
We
started.
have 12.
We have quorum?
We have 11.
Yeah.
We have 11, so 6 is quorum.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let us get started. It is 6:34 PM. This lovely March 11, 2026. And for the record, I'm Michelle Parker, co-chair of the BCI committee. And we have another co-chair here. Could you please put your name on the record, Natasha?
Hi, this is Natasha Kazmi, the other co-chair.
Thank you. And we have, let the other members of the team introduce themselves. Starting on my left, Doug.
Hi, Doug Kleiman, member of the committee. Josh Cohen.
Elizabeth Caputo, thanks for allowing us to introduce ourselves.
Yes.
Andrew Ritchie. Yes, this
Yeah.
was a nice,
Yeah, and I'm Parker, Michelle Parker, but I said that already.
Yep.
We have somebody else in the room. Could you tell us who you are, ma'am?
Kristen, a neighbor.
Okay.
Okay, very good. And you want to say something about which item? What's the address?
32 West 95th Street.
32 West 95th Street. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I see Barbara Adler coming in now. So we have 201 West 106 and 660 Amsterdam, which is on 9293 and on and 201 West 106.
All right, well, we'll still hear what she.
Yeah, sure, why not? Just
Yes.
no problem. All right, let's get started. We have 2 items on the agenda. I think we have to do an adoption of the agenda, last month's agenda. All in favor? Thank you.
This month's agenda, this agenda,
Yeah.
Oh, we want to approve this
Yeah.
agenda too.
like we just did.
Who would not approve it?
Oh, I could give you a list.
Mm.
Okay. So our first item, according to the list, is a new application for 201 West 106th Street. Gemo. I hope I pronounced that right, Ghemo. Somebody here from that application? You have to unmute yourself, sure, sir.
This
There
is
we
Gemo, the Gemo. Yes, this is Guram. Hi, how are you?
Got it.
Hello.
Hi, who are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for asking.
What is your name, even though I see it on the,
My name is Guram, Guram.
uh-huh. Harsh.
Harshiladze, Kharshadze.
Thank you. And, tell us a little bit about what you're looking for 201 West 106th Street.
So that will be a small neighborhood restaurant with the wine and amazing Georgian food and amazing Georgian beverage. So there will be we're gonna do the bakery on the side as well. Yes, this is
This is a new
Yeah.
location, right?
this is the new location.
This was
Yeah.
not a restaurant before you're moving in. So you're doing all the construction or what?
Yes, we are doing all the constructions. Yeah.
And you just want beer and wine?
There will be a hard liquor too because we are going to sell, let's say, chacha. So let me introduce the Georgian
Yeah, sure,
culture a little bit.
sure.
So the Georgian food, what is getting really popular in New York City. So we are opening this new location to serve amazing Georgian food. But with the Georgian food, we are doing Georgian wine and a chacha as well. The chacha is the grappa style drink, what is made from the grape. So the Georgian food and wine and the drink is like really nice combo together. So let's say the birthplace of wine, this is Georgia. The first wine was invented in Georgia. So we're gonna introduce for the
You're saying wine was invented in Georgia?
Correct.
Michelle.
Wine.
I have the
8,000
Italian.
years
Some
ago.
Italians in this room.
8,000 years
Three to
ago.
speak up.
Yes. And we are so excited about this one. We're gonna introduce Georgian wines for the neighborhood and the Middle Eastern wines as well. The wines from Israeli, we're gonna have wine from Lebanon, Turkish, Armenian, and Georgian wines. But we're gonna point the most likely the Georgian wines. And of course, we're gonna serve hachapuri and khinkali and many different kind of the Georgian food as well. But hachapuri, there's a cheese bread, and khinkali, there's a Georgian type of the dumpling. So if you have hachapuri, this cheese bread, you're gonna have amazing Georgian amber wine, what is really nice, really nice pairing together. So if you have khinkali, it's very nice with the chacha and Georgian beer as well. The chacha, as I told you, this is like my Georgian traditional grappa style drink. So that's we will do for our neighborhood, for our new community. So
But that doesn't answer my question, which I might not have made clear. You're looking for a license to serve wine, but not what we call hard
No,
alcohols. and-
liquor. I think he's looking for, you said a full.
Oh, you're looking
liquor
for a
Yeah.
full
liquor
license.
license, full liquor license, because chacha, this is like a hard liquor, hard liquor. Yes.
Right.
Okay. Any questions about this? Hi, Barbara. Hi. I'm Miranda. Hi.
When do you think that you'll be opening?
So we are aiming to open the beginning of April because we are 95% of the job is done.
Great.
So April there will be time we're gonna be prepared to open the place.
What are the hours of operation?
Yes, that was it.
So there will be weekdays, we're gonna do 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Friday, we're gonna do 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. and weekends, we're gonna do 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Great,
So that's
Very,
Saturday
very
and
modest.
Sunday.
Yeah,
Saturday, Sunday, yes.
great.
okay.
And how many tables do you have? Will you have?
We're gonna have totally 40 seats.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this is not huge, big one, but there will be like a small, nice neighborhood restaurant, cozy, nice.
Very
Okay,
nice.
okay, just one other thing before more questions. Two other team members came in. Could you kindly put your names on the record? Barbara? Barbara Adler? Miranda. All right, thank you, thank you. Any more questions about this application? Any community input on this, questions about this application? No?
I say call the question.
All right,
All right.
so.
I,
all those- Oh.
hey, Michelle. Hi, I don't have a question. I'm in favor of this, but I just wanted to say that I appreciate how the applicant sent us a full sort of album of photos of their postings. I have not seen that before personally, but I think it added to the strength of their application. So I appreciated that.
Thank you.
I think this is the third Georgian restaurant in the district, or am I wrong?
There will be a third one, yes.
But away from the other two are much closer together.
Call the question?
Yeah.
All right, all those in favor of the application, Natasha said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 opposed. How did you,
I'm going to abstain just because I missed most of the presentation, although I'm happy that all my colleagues thought it was fine.
okay, well, do you want him to say it again? This is a full liquor license.
No, does it matter?
No, because we're gonna vote on, full board
board,
on
yeah.
it, and you can vote then as you wish. So the resolution passes 7-0-1-0.
Congratulations and
Thank
good
you.
luck.
Good luck,
We'll
yeah,
see at the full board meeting.
yeah, our full board meeting,
Georgian,
Georgian,
yeah,
Oh,
46 seats.
our full board meeting is. Hold on.
April 7th.
April 6th.
April
Seven.
7. April
Sorry, I
7.
missed it.
And do we know where it is?
I don't think we
Gonna
know
be
yet.
held, we don't
Maybe
know, so you'll have to
Alex might.
look at the CB7 website to find out where we're gonna be. We hope you join us, and we will take our.
You don't
vote.
necessarily have to be there, but it's
Sure.
encouraged, but
Yeah,
you don't have to. You could also be online and
well, in any event.
I don't think there's anything
anybody-
particularly controversial about your application,
no.
just for the record.
Thank you. Thanks for interrupting, Todd. Okay. Next application is 660 Amsterdam Avenue by Sushi Tokyo
I
NYC.
thought that was withdrawn.
No, what was withdrawn is
Oh.
706
Oh, I'm sorry.
Amsterdam. Anybody here for 660 Amsterdam?
I'm so sorry. Should I stay or can I leave?
Oh, no,
you're-
no, I'm sorry, thanks for
Okay,
asking.
thank you, guys. Thank you.
I'm gonna
Hope
tell
you,
everybody
hope
you
see
have
you
to be-
soon in my place.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Sushi Tokyo NYC is here?
Good evening. My name is Frank Palillo. I'm the attorney.
Oh,
Hey,
hello,
Frank,
How are you guys?
Good.
hi. What do you
Hopefully my
got for
client,
us?
hopefully my client is waiting in the queue or
Do you see anyone in,
Emily Dylan
no,
Nolan?
you have to touch the,
the screen?
touch the screen to see,
Touch here?
no, I mean,
You're the
No, no,
iPad.
my
Oh,
client did not sign in.
oh, okay,
Okay,
it's
okay.
not there.
I
No,
asked him
that's where the iPad.
to.
Okay, he's on behalf.
He's-
They're not
okay.
here. We're good.
All right, this is a kosher sushi restaurant that's currently operating. This is an application for a full liquor license. There are 13 tables and 32 seats. The hours are fairly normal, closing at 1 a.m. every day of the week except Saturday, which is closing at 3 a.m. The reason for that is that they keep Shabbos.
Right.
So sometimes they won't be open until 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And the hope is that they can draw the post theater crowd. We're talking about the post Shabbos crowd at this point.
Right.
So otherwise, it's a relatively inconspicuous application. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
So it has, as of this point, has no liquor license?
No, it has no liquor license. It's operating, but it has no liquor license.
Or the hours of operation again?
Yeah, he said, except for Saturday at 3 a.m. to get the
Every other night.
après Shabbat crowd, 1 a.m. I happen to pass that place a lot
I
because
do
my
too.
kid
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
very nice.
to, my grandkid goes to school 1 or 2 doors away.
Mhm.
Any questions, any comments from the audience, the community?
Oh, I should mention also. it was
How
previ-
long?
Sorry, it was previously licensed, I think, as a barbecue place. Izzy's
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
I had a question. How long has it been in operation, the restaurant?
I honestly don't know. I'm gonna say about 4 months.
Oh, so it's a recent change.
Sounds about
of
right. Yeah, I walk
ownership.
by
Yeah.
every
yes,
day.
nice new build out.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll take the vote on this. All those in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Natasha, 8. And that's everybody on the committee. So, but Seema, I forgot to ask you. And did I ask you about the
Not
other-
committee, but yeah, I'd love to vote in favor for both, if that's an option.
Okay. My fault, we'll allow her to enter a positive vote first. All right, thank you, Mr. Padillo. Hope we see you again.
Palillo, and have a great month, guys.
Thank
It's
you.
Palillo? Oh, okay. I made him Spanish. That's okay.
It's another one.
Yeah, he's. Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, do we have, we have some people from the community who want to speak about
And
something.
the other one was.
The other vote?
Withdrawn.
Oh, the
There's
third,
another one on the.
the application at 706 Amsterdam Avenue was
Withdrawn.
to be determined.
Got it.
It was withdrawn.
Okay, do we know why?
No, I didn't ask. I guess we
Oh,
could
yeah,
have, and could be a number of reasons. All right, so let's hear from the community. Ma'am, you want to sit at the table so I can hear you? Tell us your name again.
Christine Denham, and I live at 39 West 94th Street. And these flyers were for 32 West 95th Street, which is directly in back of us. And it says application for a certificate of appropriateness, and I didn't even know what that meant.
This must
It's
be
another
preservation.
committee. Yeah, that's the
Oh,
meeting
Oh, that's for
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah, that's for preservation.
Can I see?
You
Yeah.
can call in, if you can't come in person.
Yeah, I can't come.
Do you have-
But I didn't even know what that meant.
Yeah, it's okay.
I,
But yeah, that's for tomorrow's meeting.
Okay.
There's some renovations most likely going
Yeah.
on,
But it looks more like more than renovations.
or
Well, you can talk about that. They're gonna present. the application. They would like approval from the Landmarks Commission,
Okay,
to do this, that, and the other thing.
Well, maybe we can look on, that's tomorrow, Thursday, March 12th, correct?
Yep.
yeah.
So we may be able to look at the agenda.
Oh,
Yeah, it says it's an application for a new stoop and areaway, a rooftop addition, and a full width rear yard extension.
A big project.
So
You're
it
right.
sounds
It's
like.
a huge project.
Yeah.
We've lived through now 5 of these. So,
So they're coming to the board to ask if.
Yeah.
Move forward.
Barbara, I can't hear what you're saying.
If you have a problem,
Can't.
that's the time.
that's the time to talk to them.
yeah, there'll be.
What, Barbara, you
And Miranda
recommended
said
that
could
you,
come
Committee
by Zoom or be
meetings,
here, but the hearing will be tomorrow.
Okay, great.
All right.
Thank you.
Here.
we appreciate that you came here. You're welcome to our meetings anytime you want to come
Thank you.
here.
Yeah, sorry for coming over.
Uh,
Well,
but you got some clarification.
yes, exactly. Well, because you can only see from the back.
They sometimes also have, and
And
I
they
don't know.
built this gigantic thing on top that it is wood.
They have to do that.
Right.
Right.
A model to
So
show you
it's-
what it will look like.
It's way
So
too big.
Yeah, and they make, the Landmarks Commission makes the applicant put, orange
Yeah,
tarp around
Yeah.
it, so you really can't
Yeah.
miss
it's not
it.
supposed to be visible from the street if it's within a landmark district. Is 95th Street a landmark district?
I don't know. I know
what
my
it is.
94th is, but
It would be before the committee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
otherwise it would.
have to do all this
Otherwise
again
it wouldn't come
tomorrow.
before.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
okay. It's good.
Yeah.
See it. You know, you have an opportunity to.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll hear about what you have to say because we'll read the resolution
Okay,
before the full board meeting.
okay, great. Thank you.
Right, folks? Yes.
Yeah, sure. Good luck. Good luck tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you. Did you want to?
No,
speak?
hi, I'm Carrie. I'm just thinking of joining one of the boards in the next iteration. I'm just observing,
Oh,
learning from
oh,
them,
great.
going to a bunch, just seeing what's
It's like
happening.
great.
Great. Welcome.
Did you fill out an application and everything?
And I haven't yet.
Well,
Is it
they just
quicker?
extended
They
it.
extended it.
Oh,
Yeah.
again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking I might take a while.
Yeah, today's March 11th.
Oh, yeah, well, then, yeah,
When's the deadline?
Yeah, it's,
And
it
what-
passed.
they had extended it, but I
Yeah.
don't
They
think so.
did extend it.
Yeah, but it passed.
Someone
And
had
they
told
said
me
it
there's
passed.
another one in June.
Good night, all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
76.
Oh, okay, then no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless
I
you
guess-
got that information.
I guess
So
we
I
just-
love them.
Yeah,
Something
next
like
year.
that.
You never know.
Yeah,
You
but
never
you
know.
never know.
You could
Sometimes
try,
it's, yeah.
I would try
I
to
would-
find this year if you want.
There could be a lot of-
Deadline, But I don't think June is.
No, I don't.
The application could still very well.
You know,
be
there could be a
online.
lot of bad applicants. that could
I think
go
you'll have
in.
better luck saying
Yeah.
it's the deadline a few days ago, but June is when you get appointed, like you apply now, it's to be
Ah.
accepted in June, so.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome
Sorry,
to
what-
stay here.
It wasn't a very, action-packed agenda today,
Yeah.
but,
Go to preservation tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because you know who's gonna be there.
That's gonna be the good
Yeah, it's very, preservation stuff is pretty exciting. This is
Go to
great.
transportation.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just
Oh,
And
bring
she
a
won't
helmet.
fill out an application.
Hey, Michelle, Dan's asking if you can promote him to Pamela.
It was-
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Wanted to go
yeah.
on here.
I guess he's
How
still
I
on
did
the-
that, oh, bro,
Yeah.
let's see.
So I spent a lot of last month's meeting talking about doing something with local businesses, and I spoke to Jessie. And she kind of said, like, you know, I think we all know that there's pretty diminished, like, administrative capacity on CB7's part at this time, given that, they're down a staff member. So, I would totally be running point on this if we do decide to go forward for next month's meeting. And I talked to Jessie about, you know, having a survey option as well as that kind of being the subject of next month's meeting of, I mean, I guess we email the bids. I don't know about like posting things IRL, but just a way to get the word out that we want to hear from.
Natasha, I don't know how to promote
we
somebody using
email
pressing these
all
buttons.
the
What's the
Do
applicants.
you?
What's the point?
No, there should be a way to, one of the options should
Invite?
be to promote as panelist. I mean, if you click on Dan's name, maybe one of the options might be to promote.
Oh, maybe it's this?
Attendees.
Oh, I get it.
and Promote to panel.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
There we
There it
go.
goes. Thank you.
We're leaving.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
After that, sorry.
Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello,
Yeah.
Dan, thank you.
Just, I don't know, just correct me if anyone else who was at this meeting last time, I thought we were kind of at a consensus by the end of it that we wanted, given that Julie Minute has announced that the council's gonna take up outdoor dining and that there's new commissioners at every department that would touch this, that we could, maybe use this committee's voice to advocate on behalf of restaurant owners in the district. And to say, you know, here's some specifics that they've gotten wrong in the past. Here are some things that they found frustrating about the process as the process is being reformulated. You know, nothing to like, I'm not trying to get into a car fight about the parking. Like I want this to be something where like restaurant owners, we can be a resource to them.
Okay, well, I just want to tell you,
Go ahead.
forgive me if I'm wrong. You have accumulated a lot of information from your restaurateurs,
Yeah.
right? And I'm sure you have that information. You know what they found frustrating and why so many didn't renew because the price
Yeah.
is too high, et cetera, et cetera. So what else is there?
I mean, if Andrew just wants to write it.
I don't wanna, I wanna just balance, I surely have
I
a
can
lot of
chime in.
insight into what's wrong, what's being proposed, to be changed, that I think would be helpful or not helpful. But, you know, I also, you know, I'm open if somebody wants to hear
I
directly.
can be specific if it takes some weight.
No, it doesn't take any weight.
I don't think the question is what are the problems? I
Yeah.
just want to be clear about why why would we do this instead of just having
Yeah.
Andrew write a resolution? Is that I think that maybe some of the things that restaurants in the Upper West Side have dealt with are maybe not universal to the entire city and vice versa. And as the CB7 Committee on Small Businesses, like, I personally feel like I would like to advocate for the businesses in our district and be clear about some of the things that have maybe hurt them or affected them differently than restaurants in other parts of the
And
city.
how
So-
it circulates to Oxford?
Well, I totally empathize and agree that we want to advocate for our businesses. I think there's a lot of stuff that is already afoot. It's very specific stuff that I think we could possibly get behind. I mean, there are three bills. So intro 0655, which is making roadway dining year round. There's intro 1336, which is very specific to our neighborhood between Amsterdam Avenue and Columbus, where a lot of restaurants lost seats because now they've redefined the global corridor. Is it the regional? And so now there's a 10-foot clearance required on Amsterdam when there didn't used to be, but there's only 8-foot requirement on Columbus. So a lot of restaurants on Amsterdam lost seats.
And the bill is about making it uniform or?
Yeah, it's about
It would go back to
Restoring
the
the
8
8
foot.
feet
So
or
for
50.
decades, the old law was 8 foot for 8 foot or 50% of the sidewalk, whichever is greater.
Right.
And it changed under the new program. So like
Right.
Doug said,
Right, when we were reviewing those
Yeah,
applications
right.
for a while.
And there's also
So they're
intro-
back, I'm sorry, but they're back to the 8 feet.
they're not, there's a
No.
proposal to
That does- that
revert
does.
to the old, decades old
Right.
standard.
We
Okay,
even, like, when Ed Pinkar was on at DOT before he went to, Fifth Avenue, I think now. I actually talked to him about this about a year ago, and it was precarious because we didn't want then, Amsterdam Avenue, I'm sorry, Columbus Avenue to also be, extended to the 10 feet. The other thing, by the way, on intro 0655 is that, they're also allowing grocery stores to have outdoor dining. And then there's intro 0628, which is streamlining, allowing paper applications and to save your work, because it's really cumbersome if any applicant has ever applied. If you don't put all the stuff in, you can't save it, and then you have to do it all over again. A lot of comfort. So these are very specific things that are gonna be, and all these bills are absolutely available online. You can click on the definition, you can click on the full.
I would think, I think it's a good, I don't wanna put words in it, I think we're also like a forum, so I think
Right.
like, yes, I could give and everyone could say like, here's what we think's wrong, but I think it's also nice to have a forum for people to be able to come if they were inclined to just talk about what their issue is with outdoor dining. But maybe it's even more universal where we're just inviting small business owners saying, come and talk about things like outdoor dining, licensing, permitting, whatever the topic is, it could be transportation, and kind of giving them a forum, feel connected to the community
I feel
boards.
like outdoor dining is almost like too big to be part of a bigger conversation.
I would be surprised how, honestly, like, I don't know.
For-
Yeah, I
like
just,
a
I don't
resident.
know how many. Yeah, I just don't know how many business owners like, come out, so I think if you invite them to come and talk to us, like maybe we'll find, like, we all know about outdoor dining, but maybe, excuse me, maybe they come and, talk to us about something we don't know about, that's like an issue. I just,
Yeah, I mean, I think the thought was to have it focus on outdoor
Yeah.
dining, just given that like between COVID
yeah,
and like the last minute rules for that and then the changing of the rules.
Yeah.
Right, I think like everyone can agree, it was just kind of boondoggled
Yes,
by
yeah.
a few different administrations, and so with a new administration, there's a chance to get things right, and the season is fast
Yeah.
approaching, as I'm sure a lot of you noticed yesterday with a lot less outdoor tables. So that was just my
Yeah.
thought, I want this to be a consent, I'm not trying to jam this down.
we could do
It's sort of like I-
resolutions on the existing bills and also do a form, more time.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, I
Do
think
we-
if we wanna use next month's committee, like my idea was like, and I genuinely want feedback, if this is not, kosher to everyone, like having one of our committee meetings just be that forum for restaurants to come, whether it's complain, and then also having a survey online for whoever can't come
Yeah.
and doing something with whatever input we get.
Question is, can we send the survey and invitation, because we presumably have the emails for all the businesses that have
Right.
come before the
Mhm.
committee and the board?
somebody can
just-
access those. for the-
Yeah, I just think there needs to be like an invitation to them, because yeah, I should,
No, go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, I think, you need to do an
So that-
invitation,
Yeah, I'd like to do
Yeah.
it right.
yeah.
So that's something that is gonna help the small businesses. right?
Natasha has her hand up.
Ostensibly. Right, is that how you understand?
Thanks.
That would,
Sorry, I didn't hear
that would help the small businesses.
Well, the idea is like,
Or-
if we can be
Right,
a voice on behalf
Right.
of that advocate.
right.
Yeah.
One of the things I've been thinking a lot about is with the advent of, or the proliferation of outdoor dining, a clear understanding of, we have these conversations in transportation all the time about
Right.
like who owns the streets, right?
Right.
Like where, like, if a restaurant is allowed to have that much space, like what, how does that arrangement work with the city? Like, how much money is exchanged? Like, is it
That's
given to
also a
them?
good-
Do they rent
Oh,
it
no,
or
they pay,
like?
yeah, so there's consent, so
And-
there's,
And how do we know that that is actually going to the benefit of, I mean, we obviously know because we want the restaurant to succeed, but like, if it's a really expensive restaurant that has, like, how do we make sure that the community is actually being served by the restaurant that is taking up the space on the street?
I mean, is that
You're
really?
served.
Like, how would anyone regulate?
Well, it's the same way that people have conversations about parking, right? It's like, it's a public,
Well,
the sidewalk is a public space.
Right, but you
I
don't
think
get to
that-
say you
I
don't
think-
live in this
I
neighborhood,
think
you
the
can't
city,
park
I think the city
But-
of New, well, I can,
No,
finish
I mean,
my answer.
I support outdoor dining,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just trying to think, I would like to know, sort of, because the restaurant, in effect, is
So.
getting a subsidy by being able to have free space.
well,
free
they're
real
not-
estate.
no one's getting- they're
What?
paying.
They're paying,
Yeah,
they're
they're
paying.
They're paying for the space of the restaurant.
No, they're paying for the roadway
outdoor.
and
Okay,
and
so
the
they are
sidewalk.
paying.
Yeah,
for
so
it.
let me,
that's the question, right?
let me say, so the city of New York, our elected lawmakers.
I'll get you, Natasha.
Had voted that, they vote on a lot of things that. There's different commercial uses of public space, right? Whether it's street fairs or it's
Right.
outdoor dining or it's any of these things. So like they already decided that, they deem that there should be. Certain commercial uses of the public space. One of them
So the
being
8
out,
foot
one of them being outdoor dining. So when they pass the law, that authorizes outdoor dining and it gives them this setup of where they can do it. They can do it immediately, the width of their sidewalk, right, right in
The
front of the
front space.
Right,
business.
right.
Right in front of the storefront, that's subject to different limitations for obstruction. So there's different clearance requirements based on obstructions to make sure that it's handicap
Right, which is what
accessible.
we spend our time
And then,
approving.
correct,
and
and then,
like-
yeah, and then the businesses pay, licensing fee.
Right.
They
That's-
pay a security deposit. They pay a consent fee, which is the per square foot rental of the sidewalk and or the roadway space.
So could part of the survey be potentially like asking those owners, like, is that prohibitive to some people? Is that an
Well, I think,
Well,
I
what-
think we don't have to have a survey to get the answer to that question.
Yes, and
That's-
one of the, and it
I
was
mean, like,
actually.
what,
in a-
like on their level of like, things that are like precluding them from opening
I
a
think that's the
restaurant.
biggest.
That-
the
that's
people that
what-
I've
the
spoken
biggest?
to,
I mean,
the
that's-
cost,
okay.
I mean.
The reduction in
That's
space.
what I was getting.
But I
at.
would just say one more thing then, Josh, is that one thing, and this actually came up in Gale, not that we defer, but Gale was actually very unhappy about, and I do think it's unfair that the formula that they use, so there's 4 different zones around the city to determine the consent fees.
Right.
And DOT, when they came up, they used some formula based on like commercial rents and all, I don't know exactly how they
Okay.
found it. But the Upper West Side happens to be in like the tier 4, so the most expensive neighborhood.
Right.
And
so-
Gail was very unhappy at the hearing that the Upper West Side has a lot of small businesses. And why should the Upper West Side, when they're already paying high commercial rents, some of them are paying commercial rent tax? Why are they also having to pay more money per square foot when they're already paying more to be here?
Right,
So that-
paradoxically,
Yeah.
they're charging more because they're paying more, which really
Because- yeah.
is, they're already bearing
Right.
the obligation
And
of paying more, they
that's-
should be paying less.
And that's
And
my
that-
point about like
I'm
our
so-
district.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
versus-
Natasha had her hand up for a while,
Yeah.
so can we hear from you, Natasha?
Thank you. Thank you. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I just wanted to address a few things. I think it's safe to assume that a lot of big changes are coming just from the indications that we're getting from City Hall. So, it's safe to say that a lot of changes will be coming in outdoor dining. And it does make sense for our committee to do something about it. A few things, Andrew asked about, how we can get the word out and sending emails. I think we should really leverage our, very budding relationships with the bids that we've tried to develop. I know that Lincoln Square has not been very receptive to us, but like the other 2 bids have been. Maybe we can formulate a survey with an email and everything and send it to the bids and request that they send them to their members. I don't see why they should object, or I don't really see any conflict over here. It can only help them and their constituents. Another question came up about how is the community being served? And, there were like a lot of issues in the past. And I would just say that, we are the Business and Consumer Issues Committee, and we should not just be looking at it from the business's point of view. I would like to have a more balanced discussion. So whatever survey we design, I would like some aspect of it to be targeted towards consumers also. And, Elizabeth brought something up that reminded me of that. the restaurant that's called Asset, which is on Columbus. And I remember when they had outdoor dining, they would actually encroach upon the real estate next door to them, you know, which I don't know if it was allowed or not. I mean, they were empty storefronts, but it was like a lot of real estate that they would take up for.
Yeah,
During the pandemic, there was a
boundaries
policy.
Yeah,
that-
I know, but I mean, it's maybe it was allowed during the pandemic, but you know, those things need to be like, you know, you should just be responsible for whatever is in front of your footprint. And then also visibility issues, like I know on 80th Street and Amsterdam, you know, there were 2 outdoor dining sheds, one outside that dog restaurant and the other one outside La Sirene. And it was actually, frankly, a real hazard, whether you were a pedestrian or a car or a bike or whatever, you know. So approaching this not just from, I don't want us to be just all about the businesses. I would really like us to approach this from a more balanced point of view, which is the consumers and the community's point of view
I think
as
that's
well.
Yeah, I would just say, I think we also just need to make sure that like, if we're inviting, keep both businesses and consumers, that it's very clear, because a lot of the things you just mentioned, which are all important points, but like, those were pandemic things, they're not part of the new program, like both those 2 restaurants you mentioned, those roadway cafes would not be allowed in that
Right, nothing's
form
allowed
under
right
the
now.
current rules. So like, that's what I would say, whoever's just managing, I just think we should be very clear for everyone's sake, for like the board's sake, for the community's sake, for the your restaurant's sake, that the conversation is very tight in the sense of, this is what we're talking about, otherwise I worry it just goes in like a million different directions. And like, everyone's complaining about different things, but
We
it's
don't
not
want
really
that
like
either.
a solution. So like,
I have a question on Natasha's point. If we do this survey and we do go through the bids, won't that skew the result? I mean, if we're just surveying the bids, won't it
I
automatically
think you
be?
just meant we'd have the bids also send out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
no,
Natasha's saying
But
just
I mean, like,
add
I guess
them
we
to
just
the
make
mix.
sure if we do a survey that the sample, if we're trying to reach everyone, that it's
I don't
not.
think you would have the same survey for restaurants and
That's
consumers,
what-
right? Like, I think
yeah.
you would need a totally separate
Totally
survey,
separate one,
because
right? So
I
you're-
don't know about like the rules that are prohibiting restaurants.
So like one that might be a CP7, more broad one, and then one that's.
No, I think one for restaurants and one for like consumers, right? To Natasha's point, business and
Consumers and
I don't think
community.
it's the same survey.
Yeah.
Hello,
personally,
welcome,
but-
join us.
Right.
Doug,
Yeah, so just responding to well, what Natasha and Miranda just said, I think it's a great idea to include the bids, but I do want to also point out that there are large swaths of space in our
Not bids.
district that are not covered by a bid, that have plenty of
well,
restaurants.
that's why we need the
So-
email list of the
Yeah,
board.
because we're gonna miss a whole bunch of restaurants. I mean, the bids are great. We should definitely, you know, ask them. And I think that there are some changes and fixes to the existing program. Natasha said that there may be big changes. I think that's actually gonna be more tweaks. Now, it's all depending on how someone sees it. If roadway dining is going from seasonal to year round, some people may think that's a big change. Other people are gonna be very welcome about it. And one of the biggest, and Andrew knows this better than I, but you know, one of the biggest problems is that the cost to construct and deconstruct and store. And so we
Yeah,
just
that's-
lost, I mean, you have got the statistics of how many we had in roadway and how many there are now.
Fees plus the.
It's the
Storage.
store.
That's
extremely prohibitive.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
what the biggest
That's the
problem
biggest
is,
problem,
it's the purchasing, it's the setting up,
And
the
storing.
breaking down, the storing and setting up again.
And
That-
if we,
that-
but like, we can put that in a resolution
Yeah.
saying, you know, acknowledges that
Yeah.
businesses in this district face this hurdle and ask the city to do something about it while they're required.
And that's a bill that's before city council. Do you know when this bill may be voted on? Because I think that could be critical.
Right,
in our time.
there was a hearing, I mean, this is the other
Yeah.
thing too, is the hearing was last
Couple weeks,
week,
yeah.
2 weeks ago, so. Testimony on hearings, you know, it closes 72 hours after the hearing, we could still do a resolution and, you know, and it's good for our council member or others, you know, to see.
Right, I think if there's more things people can point to,
Yeah,
say,
sure.
look, these people want, you know,
Do we know when, any
So-
idea when they're
Right.
gonna vote? Or if they're gonna bring it? Do we know?
bring what,
Hmm.
that whole package.
Well, yeah, these package of bills, if when they're actually gonna be voted on. I was on the website today looking at the simple language and the more and I don't see
No,
when it's
it'll-
actually
it
gonna.
will.
Someone.
When they get.
I mean, I just think the point is that we want to weigh in before the vote. And that should influence how, like, if the vote is gonna be really soon to do a forum, maybe a great thing, but I don't wanna. Yeah, I just wanna make sure we get it in before the vote. Or votes, because there's multiple bills.
So how are we gonna do that?
I don't.
I mean, I think that's the ideal way. I don't know that it should stop us from doing something.
No.
But I agree with you. It would have been perfect.
Yeah, and and I also think you never know with, I think we know a lot of what restaurants, the challenges that they're facing. Your organization does surveys. I know from some of my clients in the neighborhood. But yeah, we may hear some things that we didn't know at all. And so that would be really important to find out.
So this
things that we don't
forum,
know.
you don't wanna have in this office.
I think
Oh,
we should. personally. I think
yeah, I don't
why
know.
make things more
Yeah.
complicated.
Could also, yeah. It could be all
Natasha,
online.
do you have another?
Yeah, I had just another question. I think in the press release or something, I read that one of the changes that's being considered is to move the whole outdoor dining umbrella from the DOT to DCWP. And I wonder if anybody who's been on the board or the committee for a longer time than me, like, do you have any idea of like what the consequences of that would be? Because, you know, it doesn't make sense for like, in a lot of ways, it doesn't make sense for outdoor dining to be under DOT, but what does it mean for it to go back to, or go to
I'm not sure
DCWP?
that bill was part of the last hearing. Oh, there is a bill. I don't, that was part of the.
So, yes, obviously, when as long as I've been on this committee, it always was the Department of Consumer Workplace Protections, which now has a different name. And then during the pandemic, everything moved over to DOT. And so there's definitely been some criticisms of DOT for, especially early on, when there were so many changes, as you referenced, a lot of confusion. It was very costly, very confusing to consumers, to restaurant owners, and DOT has been administering it. Some people would like to take it out of DOT's hands. Some people would like, so we never, in fact, our committee, our transportation committee never heard cafe permits. They were always at BCI because it was never under DOT.
Right, that's true.
Then our.
Well, then we had joint committee.
Yeah, right, but before that, it was always BCI. Yeah, yeah.
So the vote on that may be 1/3, 1/3, 1/3.
So-
1/3 doesn't care, 1/3 wants to keep it transportation.
So
the
just to
other
know, so I think it would be,
Consumer affairs.
here, one of our meetings would be a public forum for, restaurant owners. Are we doing two, like one for members of the public and one for restaurant owners, or is one coming for?
I was only gunning for the
Yeah.
owners, but I totally respect Natasha's point that there would be a lot of consumers, you know, I leave that to everyone else. I have no opinion on that personally.
As long as it's not the Hatfields and boys.
Yeah,
and
that's
we're
what
gonna-
it's
gonna
getting
be.
conflict, I think
You know,
we-
I think one should be fine.
You know what it's gonna be? It's
Come
gonna
on,
be,
we know that's what what's gonna happen.
It's, yeah, I think
Is what, sorry.
it's just, I think there's gonna be friction.
Yeah.
Conflict.
Yeah.
It's okay, we've had it in this office before.
You're
I
saying.
know.
I just think if you
It's
put
just,
them both in a
it's
room,
two
you're setting up an
different goals that we're trying
unnecessary,
to.
you're gonna put an
push into the
unnecessary
same
thing and you're
thing.
gonna have one, yeah, I think if you're gonna do it
We do
that
two.
way,
Mhm.
you just do two public forums. Otherwise, you know, maybe not.
And since it has to be an invitation to the public, there may be some public
Yeah, people can
members
come.
that come to the
Mhm.
restaurant part and some restaurant owners that go to the.
Well, just make,
public
you
part.
could make clear that it's, the focus is on.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, focus, that's right.
Focus.
We
I
can,
think everybody's welcome, but the focus will be this, so that you're sort of.
I would
CIA.
imagine that if we had two, that fewer restaurant owners would come to the
Right.
consumer, but the consumer ones may come to the
Yeah.
restaurant. That's very
I
possible. I
mean,
mean, that's for the obvious here.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't know how many, yeah, I think obviously, I don't know how many restaurants.
I don't think many.
I think it's gonna, yeah.
But yeah, I really believe, you know, and you can tell me if you feel differently, but the biggest concern, obstacle, problem, care is the cost. And it's not just the cost of the doing it, but the cost of taking it
Yeah.
down, setting it up. If it's all year, it's a whole different ballgame. But the
Mhm.
fact that, I know from people that I've spoken to, that the fact that they have to take it down, it's just not doing it. because they
Yeah,
say it's not working.
That's right.
But those other bills too, are the Amsterdam Avenue,
That's
so.
a big one.
That's a big one. There are some really beloved restaurants in this neighborhood that lost quite a number of seats because of this really arbitrary decision. And it has cost our restaurants thousands and thousands of dollars, because you take 4 seats away from a restaurant, you figure out what that each seat generates in revenue over, a table over a year and 5 years, and it was ridiculous when they did it, and I think it really should be repealed.
So we do a survey, we do the town hall or whatever we're doing for the focus on the business owners. What do we want to come out of that? Do we want us to produce a resolution out of it? Do we want us to put pressure on? Like, if we want to do it before the legislation gets
I
advanced?
think you
or
do
voted
one or
on?
two. I think
Like, what would be the most effective for a
my,
community board?
my
And what would the
suggestion,
resolution be?
well, I would say first
New
thing, I think,
information.
my suggestion first would be either at first, do a survey to see what kind of feedback you get, and then, or do a public hearing. It's kind of like the surveys to collect the same stuff that you're hoping to collect by people coming in person. I feel like if people take time to fill a survey, they're gonna be like, I just filled out a survey, why am I gonna go to the
The other
community
option, we
board?
could do a survey and then have the responses closed by next meeting.
Mhm.
And at the next meeting, we just write a resolution.
Yeah.
Like, I'm open to different iterations. I just think that we should look for some community input on this issue and do something with it. But, you
The
know,
survey would be easy, I mean, would probably get more people.
yeah, I'm totally.
I mean, this is a lot of groundwork, but if besides emailing all of the contacts that we have from applicants, which I'm sure we have, in the office, it may be a lot to gather that information, but if you had a QR code or something and you go, restaurant by restaurant and say, would the manager owner please, fill out this survey? Here's the link to the survey. And see how much participation we can get in all the restaurants and bars.
Also, so.
Also trying to get it in Gail Brewer's newsletter.
Yeah.
Also, what, sorry, some of this, if a business submits a survey response to a community board survey, is that like foilable? That subject to freedom of information? Because I, as a business owner, if you're asking me for like my own business experience, like I may not want to submit something that's going to be
And we can
public.
guarantee that things will be kept anonymous.
Yeah,
Because we
but
can
if
say
it's
like.
in the community board,
We
if
can't.
it's foilable, then we can't
It's all
guarantee.
Can't do that.
Well,
Then
if
their
it's-
email, I guess, well, if it's a Google
Well, the
form,
response
whatever,
does,
yeah.
when I say anonymous, it just means we don't know who sent
Some
it. It doesn't mean that the
submitted, yeah.
data itself.
But the
is
branding, like
secret.
the public safety task force, right? They did a survey, it went out to,
Yeah, I think you do.
it went out to a ton of people. I mean, I got it through like 3 different
Yeah.
listservs.
Mhm.
So
And
how is it not foilable, do you know?
what?
But anybody could access that information. How do you?
I don't
I
think-
mean, it's public
Right.
information, but that's what we're about, right?
No, I'm just saying, if I'm a
It
business
wasn't,
owner.
it was an anonymous like survey.
I hear you.
It wasn't.
I just think that people will be fearful of something.
Yeah, I just,
Yeah,
as a
no,
business owner, if you're
I'll
asking my personal experience interacting with government agencies or about something,
Oh, I see.
I may not want to submit truthful answers because all of a sudden my response is like not a private
But those people
response.
aren't gonna show up in a public,
I think
form
foilable
anyway,
and then
right?
it being attached to you are different, right? Like someone requesting it versus just like us publishing it. Those are different.
I'm just asking a question.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
simply, if
totally.
we're asking business owners to submit their experience about
Right.
something, about their interactions with government, they may not want that information to be open
Right.
and accessible to everyone in the public.
Right.
I don't know if it would be or wouldn't be, it was just a question. You could do it where it's just an anonymous survey,
right?
where, yeah, where it's not, you don't know, but then it also like then you also don't know who's submitting it or if you have a
Well,
follow-up
it could be like,
question.
are you a business owner? Are you a resident? Are you?
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
what,
Barbara?
what are you in the community? Like our community board applications.
I think a more effective way is just to ask DOT to come in here and explain to them that they've wrecked a lot of the business. The businesses, the restaurants, And it's because of the rules that they created, and I don't think doing a
They-
survey.
Well, we have a new
DOT didn't
DOT that
create
didn't
the-
create
well,
these rules.
No, DOT didn't create them,
Well,
they
some of
just
them-
enforced them.
Well,
city
some of them
council.
are, so
Well,
some is city
They
council.
also created them because they changed them from the way they had them.
So roadway, so
Council.
the roadway dining, it's all different. So roadway dining is in the law. That was the city council. The 8 foot, 50% clearance, or the 10 foot or 12 foot, that was rulemaking by DOT. But then there are other things that are policy. So for example, for years, the policy when it was at Department of Consumer Affairs and Worker Protection, the consent fees you pay per square foot, you paid in installments. I believe they were quarterly. For some reason, that's beyond me. DOT is now requiring all the payments up front.
You actually got,
That's
you
in the
actually
bill.
got a little,
That's-
I think
That's
you,
in the
if I
bill.
remember correctly, you got a little discount if you paid.
So
all at once.
maybe. So now what's happened is a lot of businesses, they're getting this bill, like right at the beginning of the year, which is the slowest time for restaurants. They have to pay the application fee, they have to pay the security deposit, they have to pay the consent fees, all in one lump sum. And that's on top of if they had bought a roadway dining or whatever they need for their sidewalk cafe, hiring, if they had a lawyer or someone do it. So that's just like a policy that DOT could just change on their own, that they have. So
It's
some
also
stuff
a
with my,
different DOT that installed that policy than we have today. And
Yes,
That's
yeah,
really important. It was
yeah,
a totally different city
yeah.
council
Sure.
that wrote these
Yeah.
laws that we have
Yeah.
today. That's why
Mhm.
I'm pushing this,
Yeah.
because it's a whole new world.
Does anyone have a sense if DOT is like, because there are so many new people, I know there are some steady hands, but I think, like, at least on the Manhattan side, they've cleaned house at DOT. Like, there's gonna be a new Manhattan commissioner if there's not one
The
already.
people,
Yeah,
and
Shona
the people
Brayer.
the same are the people, there's the outdoor dining team.
Right, but
those
I
people-
mean, the policies that are gonna
When the
get set
commissioner, Margaret.
are gonna come from, Margaret is still there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I just am thinking, like, would it be productive for that person? Like, have other community boards done this and could this be something that they actually learn from? Like, if they hear from.
So
something we
I'm
were-
gonna ask Alex and Jesse if there are other community boards that have.
They have been, but I will just say, like, I think the dynamic, that was a good flavor.
Okay.
I think the dynamics of CB7 and some of the members on the board are different than some of the dynamics in other neighborhoods.
CB5.
I like
Say
your
that-
name.
say that again.
So,
Name others.
so I think that's that. So there are bills in the city council you mentioned. I think, the option is, there's a few things, right? One, you can do resolutions commenting on the existing bills. If there are other things you want to do, you could do additional resolutions. You could also do, like you said, a forum for the public, forum for business owners. You could also do a forum for the community. You could also just do a survey for the community, a survey for business owners. I feel like those are like the three different buckets. Survey, public forum, resolutions. You do 1, 2, or 3.
I mean, my goal in bringing all this up was to have a resolution come out of it. I felt like that's the best use of our committee
You want to just do
council.
we know what the bills are. I mean, that would probably be the fastest and the easiest, like, you
Yeah,
know
if
what the
that's
bills
the
are,
road
yeah.
everyone wants. I want this to be a
Yeah.
consensus.
But I think we could back,
We have
we
to-
could back up we could back up the legislation, however we decide on the legislation by whatever
Whatever we
you
got.
do.
Well, we have to notice.
Yeah.
The resolution, so that could be the public forum for both business owners
Yeah.
and for members of the public to come and comment on the resolution. So you kind of, you have to have a public forum if you're gonna do a resolution.
Because I think there's about 4 bills right now that we're talking about loosely, and other policies that are not necessarily bills. And even other things that are in the news that I think we should think about as supporting small businesses. We have, there's a bill that's coming up, that was all over New York One News, about minimum wage exponentially increasing in the next couple of years, and I think it's going to be very scary for small businesses. I certainly understand why people want to get paid more, but
I do
I
think
am
that's a very
terrified.
separate issue.
no, but it actually could shut down some of our businesses, especially
For
small
sure, I'm
ones.
not saying it's
So
unimportant. I
I'm
just think
just focusing on the,
Yeah.
so anyways, let's
Yeah.
get this to a close. I think the question,
Yeah.
we want to do a resolution. on the four bills. I think that's probably like the clearest thing. There are four bills, the city council had a hearing, 3 or 4
So we
bills,
do
city
for
council had a
April meeting.
hearing on them. I think we do a resolution, we have to figure out what we want the resolution to say, and then we have to notice it, and it would be at the next, you know,
Yeah.
whatever
Do
meeting it
we,
would
do
be.
we have, do we have time to do it in April, or should we do it before? And then I guess.
Time to do what?
To
Sorry.
To write the
to
resolution.
do the public meeting.
For the April meeting?
When is the
Do we
April?
need to do it before, given the legislation?
I will be away for the April meet, the April BCI meeting.
Should we do it with transportation and maybe do it the night, well, we don't wanna do it the night of transportation, but like,
Oh, that's right, we do, because.
we should do
those-
it joint with.
Right,
transportation,
right,
since
right,
it's gonna be
I think
two.
doing it during a committee meeting is best.
Do it when?
Best to not, doing it during a
But
committee
you can't be
meeting.
there in April.
I mean, I don't have to be there, I'm just.
You
I'm
can be
not
there
trying
on
to do it.
Zoom.
The next
Possibly,
full board
possibly,
meeting
yeah.
is the
Yeah,
sixth,
yeah, oh yeah, I forgot.
and our.
Speaking of
I mean,
that.
that's
Yeah.
I mean, I really think
Yeah.
it's the same Zoom
Yeah.
in person. I don't.
Oh,
think
yeah, I
that
just forgot that
makes a
that was even an
difference,
option,
so.
but while I'm looking at it,
Mhm.
yes.
So you want to have the resolution written by April 8th, our next committee meeting?
I mean, I want this to be
Yeah.
a group. I don't. I
But it
Yeah.
won't go in front of full board till the
Till
next
May.
month, May,
Okay.
because our full board meeting is
I
the
think that's
I don't,
6th.
still-
I
I
don't
think
think
that's
anyone's
still
taking their
enough.
cues from us. I think it's more about how much can we
I
voice our
understand,
support for like.
Right,
health
and then if there,
dining.
like, if there is legislation that's moving through, somebody could have, a nice soundbite would be CB7's transportation, or BCI committee.
So do we still want to try to
So-
invite restaurants or anyone to come comment on this next week? Do we still want?
I think-
Next month, I mean,
Well, I think it's, yeah, I mean, I think once we have it and we notice it, if we could send it out to all the businesses.
I think we need to message it the right way. Like, we need to, it needs to just have a very clear, like you said, if it's the three communities,
Natasha
it's
answered.
like community, consumer, business. Like, these three you know, like.
Well, what's the,
Or
I
it's
guess,
just gonna be four
Could
businesses
you
and the
send us
community's
information
welcome.
on the four?
Yeah,
bills that
it's
are-
printed there, but I'll see if I can.
Or it's
I
just
can
gonna be on
send
the
it out.
four, this will be to
Email
discuss.
I think we
it-
should
email
concentrate
to
what's on
everybody
in
so
writing
that
right
Yeah, I
we
mean-
can think about it?
Yeah.
And
I'm
Natasha,
sure,
you
and
wanted to
those
say
bills
something?
Are at city council, on the city council.
Yeah, I was
website.
wondering, I think, who knows this? Maybe Doug, do you know the bill numbers? Like, maybe we
Yeah,
could.
he
Yeah, I just read them aloud, but I'll read them. I'm
why don't
Okay.
we just, why don't we just,
Email.
can I just,
Let's not
let's,
repeat ourselves.
why don't we just yeah, so why don't we just do this? Why don't we circulate the bills? The idea is, sorry, I don't
No,
wanna
no,
jump
no,
in and
this-
take.
And say, what do you
Okay.
think of this?
Why don't we circulate, Doug, you have the four bills on, why don't we circulate the four bills around? And, give everybody a specific, date, just internally of our committee to send, to comment on. And then someone takes responsibility for writing the resolution, and when we say those four bills,
For the next,
Who
at the
wants-
next committee meeting.
for the next committee.
I have no idea how to write a resolution, but I probably figured out. I can work. it out.
But, okay,
So, and the circulation would be just to our committee?
To our committee.
Yeah.
question, is our
Unless you
committee,
want,
As a
yeah, no,
first
and the
step.
transportation,
As a first step.
but the transportation committee probably, because some of these things, they're gonna.
We're not.
I think they can look at it after.
Right.
If we do it from a business focus, I
Yeah,
think it's.
there's
okay,
enough of us
right?
that are on both committees.
Mhm.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Question, this is sort of new business, but this dovetails nicely into it. When you as BCI chairs communicate with committee members, are you using email? Is email like the best way? Because I'm relatively new to this committee now.
Yeah,
Like, you just like, is like a Google Doc that you guys will work from?
Yeah, I'm sort of behind.
To edit.
technology.
No, because we're starting to,
No,
Fine.
so far, at least since I've been co-chair, we've just been emailing.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been a big
like a
issue
Google Doc.
as such to start a Google Doc on something.
Yeah.
Okay, this may be a time to do that, or even if it's just like people having comments about like, oh, I didn't realize that Julie Menon had this on this piece of legislation.
Yeah,
Like,
I think, yeah,
Why
you're
don't-
right. I think a Google Doc would be good.
Well, either that or for transportation, we're trying chaotically to use Slack as a way to, within the transportation committee, have people communicate about if there's an interesting article, if
Yeah.
there's something that came out in the press, and have everyone from the committee use that and use the email communications solely for like administrative things, like this is
That might be
Right.
pushing it.
We can ask.
So,
Yeah,
so,
oh, that's fine.
Miranda and Elizabeth, you will take the first crack at drafting a resolution on the 4 bills.
So I'll send those bills and the links to them to the co-chairs. And you can disseminate whatever you want. They'll just be hyperlinks that go direct to the city council bills and numbers. So they're all there. It's super
Sure.
easy.
Sure, and
And,
then, sorry,
I'll ask Alex what other platform he'd prefer that we use
And
to
then-
talk to each other.
Yeah, I think it's just, again.
Whatever you choose.
Well, he's, I mean, I don't know if he's on, but I mean, we were testing out Slack, and I think it'll
Okay.
probably come up as steering this month.
Okay,
I think,
And it's
I
like-
think right now,
Yeah, I mean, this is more for bigger picture things, like for instance,
Mhm.
last night, we didn't have the Wi-Fi code in here, and there wasn't anyone who had it, and the core members of the public needed to get onto Wi-Fi, one was, I think, a reporter. And we sent a
I
Slack,
don't know what the,
I sent a
Natasha,
Slack into
somebody
the
talking
ether,
in
and
your
somebody,
house?
you know, for the
Yeah.
full board, and somebody on another
Oh.
committee out there who was on the general Slack, Nandita or somebody, sent us back the
I didn't even know
code.
we had.
Right, well, we're
So
trying.
just to
Okay,
wrap,
yeah,
all right,
let's-
yeah, so,
let's wrap this
so
up.
Miranda,
Any part of survey or any part of inviting the public beyond the regular notice that we usually get
Right.
for next month's meeting? That's the question I would love to.
my opinion is if we've all agreed that we're already doing a resolution on the bills, then we don't really necessarily need at this time to do like a forum or a survey. You know, if, I would think, in my opinion, just order wise, like, if we wanted to do a survey or forum, like, we would do that before, and then the results of that would help inform the,
We may be pushing up against the. clock
Resolution,
also. We
yeah.
don't know when the votes are gonna
so
happen.
let's do the resolution. Things will come up when we discuss the resolution that maybe I don't know and you know, you could clear it up and.
and hopefully we
So
get
you're-
some people.
Sorry,
you
and
know.
I guess for Doug and Andrew, you guys, I haven't read the bills yet. Do you feel like it's relatively comprehensive? Like, do you think there's big gaping?
Yeah,
things that
I
are-
mean, there's a few.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. I mean, yeah.
We should get those up on the website.
Yeah.
And I do think that a couple of them are really germane to this neighborhood, particularly that 8 to 10 foot rule. That
Right.
was-
I guess if you don't feel like there's something missing, I guess, is my question
Um,
about the bills, either of you. I
No, I
just
think,
read
well,
them,
they think there are issues that are not covered in the bills that are being discussed, and listen, if we do the forum, even if we miss the window, we very well may come up and hear some new things that we didn't even know that we can
Well, it sounds like we're
advocate.
not doing a forum, I think. is
Well,
what-
I think, well, my
I
idea is
just want to be
that,
clear
well,
about
my,
that.
idea- my idea of like a forum is that, like, having a resolution requires
Some sort of.
a
public-
meeting, a public meeting, so like
Right.
that would kind of be the forum. I don't know if we necessarily need
I
to
still think we
do.
can promote it, like we.
Well, that's what I'm saying, no,
Yeah.
no, that's what I meant, was we would promote, we're doing the
We should
resolution.
still have Gail
You
put it in
still
a newsletter, we should still
Yeah,
have,
you could, you
like,
still promote it.
Sue Sussman put it out
But
there.
you don't need to do like, what I was saying is you don't need to, I didn't think you necessarily need to do a resolution, have a public meeting on a resolution, and then also do an additional second
Second.
forum
No,
on
no,
the
the
same.
idea is it would be
Yeah.
all at once.
Yeah, so we would-
Right, in some way.
Mhm.
I would doubt that you'd get a lot of people to come here to a forum.
I agree.
And especially at the time we have our meeting, it's just when they're in the restaurants.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they just left and they wanna go home.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree.
And if we do the meeting, that we're not concerned that, you know, we were talking about having the neighborhood and the restaurants on a separate
It's
night.
just,
In
they're
this case, it would just be all together
on a resolution.
discussion. If anyone wants to talk from the public, consumers or restaurants.
When is a good time for a restaurant, like restaurant owner?
I mean,
Is there a good time?
There is, I mean, depends on what kind of place you run and
A
how often
snow
you're
day.
there. Everybody who owns their business doesn't
10 feet
typically,
of
so.
Is it
Some
worth
people-
it to do, sorry.
No, some people are there at night, some people are there during the day and they leave at 6 o'clock and their managerial staff takes over. So it really just depends on, but I agree with Barbara. I think that we would have very few people show up. And I think that many business owners are kind of fed up with this and they're just,
Yeah.
they just kind of put, it's like their heads in the sand at this
Yeah.
point. They just don't even want.
I think the bills are drafted trying to help them, so understanding that council has heard at least these 4 issues that are being considered in the bill, they had a council hearing on, that's intended to help them.
Yeah, and I'm
Right.
sorry to,
Yeah.
just, I think that a lot of business owners just look at this as another obstacle that the city has put in place to make it hard to run a bar or restaurant.
And by the way, not
Sadly.
not to create any more work for anyone, but if you want, the entire hearing is available online. You can watch the full recording of the city council hearing and see what's maybe some of our constituents actually said. I assume that some constituents from our neighborhood spoke.
All right, so we'll work on a resolution. We're gonna put that on next month's agenda. It's going to be part of the public notice. Whoever shows up, but we're gonna,
So just to clear, we don't think even the survey component would be useful, is what you guys are saying, right?
I'm just
Josh?
wondering, yeah, to your point about the survey though, with the business, I know the business owners are less likely to respond for fear of like,
I don't even
whatever,
think-
but
I don't
like,
think it's
how are we gonna get their
Or
input?
just like
I
a.
think, I mean,
we might
I
have
would
to
just,
go
I
door to
would
door.
just say, I think the bills are based on
Their
years
input.
of frustration,
Okay, yeah.
hours upon hours
Okay.
of public hearings. You know, yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, Ren, to your question before, the bills address a lot of the things. Some are legislative, some are rulemaking. There are additional things that may be introduced as legislation that are not in these bills. But I think most effective, because what is there are 4 bills that have been debated and have, you know, are in response to, concerns.
And if they really feel like they need to be there,
So I
they'll
think
take
that-
the time to.
And I think that if a board, if, you know, I'm not putting my words in anyone's mouth, but like, as a board, if, like Miranda was saying, you want to support reforms to make outdoor dining easier and better for restaurants, which is what it sounds like you're saying, I think then a resolution in support of those reforms would be doing that. It would be supporting legislation in the city council that would help restaurants with outdoor dining.
and just to answer your question, I think that a lot of times, at least based on my experience, when those surveys or questionnaires would come through, I think most people don't answer.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine. So,
Fair
I mean,
enough.
The
but we can have
installment,
the bids at least,
I
like,
think
we can have the
most people
bids at least help us get
Yeah,
outreach
yeah,
done
for
about the
sure.
meeting.
They can
You
ask
know,
their,
and they-
That is not in the bill.
the installment
It's not.
is not, but we may want to tag it on to a resolution.
so yeah, keep your notes. Natasha, your hand is up again, or is it, did you want to say something?
Yeah, just
Oh, now you're muted.
Now you-
yeah, so just to clarify, just to go over the different steps, because I think I had some issue with the connectivity before. So Doug is going to circulate the 4 bills. I can create a Google Doc. Everybody can place their comments in there. I think it sounds like Miranda has decided that she's generously agreed to take a stab at the resolution. Is that correct? Did I hear that right? Okay. And then there was this question about whether to do a survey or not. I would very strongly advocate for it. We've done that before in parks. A lot of people, whether they're businesses or just regular constituents, cannot make it to our meetings, but we do want to give them the chance to chime in, whether it's 100 responses or only 2 responses. You know, at least we would have given people the chance to respond. We can approach them through the bids, through the Linksys terminals that are all over our neighborhood, Gale Brewers, maybe, I don't know, Linda Rosenthal also has a newsletter, you know, all these like elected officials newsletters, and then put a draft resolution at our next meeting, and then vote on it, discuss it, and then in the April full board, take it for full board approval.
So I would,
Is that
I
okay?
just,
Yes.
I just don't think there's enough time. I think we have to be very careful. If I was, as a member of the public, if I was speaking, I wasn't on the board, like. You know, most time people draft a resolution, not all the committee members agree, but it gets on, and then we like debate it. But I feel like if we're gonna ask people to do a survey, then we really need to wait till collect all the survey
Yeah, it's
data
not enough time.
before we draft a resolution about it. Otherwise, it's like, why are you asking
Right,
me
right.
for my feedback if you're?
Because like 3 weeks, if we did it tomorrow, let's say, even Friday,
Yeah.
let's just be realistic.
All right, but then
All
what
the
happens,
time,
what happens
right.
if like you get, you know, 6 people or 20 people or 30 people?
all about, like, what the
that say
sample size-
something
like,
that
what
you
the-
don't like? I don't know. My opinion is like, we're community board members, we are appointed to give our expertise. Miranda, if you want to do a resolution with Elizabeth, and I think we all support in support of these things, then we should do a resolution in support of them. We should put it on the agenda, we should promote it to members of the community, like Natasha's saying, and you can comment, on the specific resolution.
And if people come to the
And the
meeting in
businesses.
April, they can do what we've done in the past, which is
And
they
that's-
can
you
also,
submit testimony online.
they can
to the
submit,
meeting.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm thinking, like, if we encourage people, like, if you can't make it, please submit
Yeah,
testimony
so then it's
online.
like they
So it's
at
kind of
least
an
feel
We
like.
should- I just think we should, I just think we
agree
should
with
treat this like all resolutions, but if we're doing something larger, where we're doing a survey or we're doing a specific forum on this, we should not be doing a resolution
Right.
until
We heard.
I
after
think we
we
just
do that.
emphasize, like, if you
Yeah,
can't
of
make
course,
it, please
totally.
submit testimony the
Yeah,
same
we
way that
won't
we do for
be-
every committee.
yeah.
Just really
Does
emphasize.
that make sense, Natasha?
But we've done that before, Andrew. At the Parks Committee, we did that a few times where we sent out, whether you call it a survey or a request for testimony and feedback. And, we give them, we put it out only for a limited amount of time. Let's say you close the survey or whatever you want to call it, testimony request or whatever. Let's say 5 days before our meeting so that you have enough time to collect the data. Because otherwise, I mean, you'll be criticized we will be criticized no matter what, like whether we give people the opportunity to weigh in or whether we don't. And I would rather give people the opportunity to weigh.
I guess what I'm saying is, I don't want to speak for Miranda, but I think you're saying you want to do a resolution in support of these bills, right?
Yeah,
That
I want to do
incorporates
something that
feedback.
helps.
I mean,
us.
right now, I don't even know what's in the bill, so I mean, I can't really say
Well, that's
yes
why
or
we're-
no. I would like to read the bills, and like I said, I would like to see it from both the consumer and the business's point of view.
What are we?
So I'm
I
not
guess-
committing to anything.
What are we asking are we? It's very unclear what's happening. There's different things, right? You can either survey the public and you can have a public forum to gather feedback.
To me, it's all about.
Are we sharing the bit, like, what are we at, if you're doing a
I
survey,
think the
what are you
survey is off the
asking?
table. at
Yeah,
this
I
That are-
point.
Okay.
For
Oh,
this-
I
for
thought-
this
I think
April
we should get
meeting.
rid of the survey.
I think one way to make to maybe make you a little bit more comfortable is to have the public have a chance to have a comment period, right? So they provide comments just like they do for any resolution that we have, for any, like, most things that we have. People can always write the board office if they want, if they have, comments about what we're planning to do when we figure out what it is exactly we're going to say. It's gonna be on the April agenda. We consider that feedback, whatever comes in, process it. We either read it aloud, post it on the website so people can see what people's comments were about it, anyone who responded. And we consider a resolution coming out of that April meeting. Simple as that. So we're not doing a survey, we're not measuring data, we're not saying 46% of people in this neighborhood want this or want that. We're just saying a lot of people provided comments. Here are people's comments. You can go here to look at their comments. Here's what we're gonna discuss tonight at this meeting, and take it from there.
I guess for follow up on that, how much in advance, like when we're gonna be publicizing this meeting? We'll say, we'll be discussing a resolution in support of 4 bills before the city council, like,
Yeah.
right, in terms of the public.
I
It's a 72-hour notice period, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so I think the more advanced time,
That's my
like,
point, is
but
how
I
early can we-
I think it's just different also, like, are we just asking what people think about outdoor dining? Or are we asking them to comment, on a resolution to support it? Because I heard two different things, one, survey and a forum, but then also a resolution in support of the bills, which to
But
me.
typically, the public doesn't see the full resolution before the meeting, do they?
We're trying to get better with doing that and possibly
But
putting.
then the
it on
onus is on
screen.
us as a
But can I
committee.
say something? At the risk of repeating, to really simplify this.
Gone.
Now, this is really, really simple. The three bills, obviously in the language of a bill, there's a lot of text and it's very legalese, but the real gist of it is the one bill, 0655, is making roadway dining year round and a couple of fixes and allowing grocery stores. That's one. That's it. The other one is restoring the 8 foot back from the 10, which I just explained about Amsterdam and Columbus. And another one is really making it more streamlined online. Those are 3 bills. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's more nuance, but those are the 3 bills. And I don't even know if there's actually a 4th technically. There's really 3.
So like
And there's
on April
so-
12th, the
That's it.
24/7 will consider 3 pieces of legislation that address 1, 2, and 3 that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Please weigh in.
Simple,
That's it.
simple.
We have our meeting, we discuss, we produce a resolution hopefully, and we vote on it.
Mhm.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think the onus is on us, if we want to do a resolution to share it all in advance before the 72-hour period, the onus is on us to
Well, we
read the
should share it
legislation.
amongst each other.
Share the resolution,
Mhm.
communicate amongst ourselves,
Yeah.
and Miranda and I will work.
Did we determine when these bills are being voted
We have,
on?
we
Yeah, we
have
don't-
no, yeah.
Hopefully not. in the next
I
2
think we'll
months.
have time. Yeah, we have, but like we said, we'll.
And we didn't hear from Dan. Did you want to say anything, Dan? You've been on mute.
Nope, just been taking it all in and I pretty much support the conclusion you reached about
Right.
just
How to
moving
do-
ahead with the resolutions.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
But thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doug,
And-
for summarizing them, those
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That
not,
was good.
sure, I mean,
Thanks,
there's
Dan.
lots of, yeah.
And maybe Seema wants to say something?
She's the best. Good. It's been a great conversation. I appreciate coming in.
You will be the only one who's not on the committee, but on the board, who will understand how we got to that point when we're at the board meeting.
Yes.
Please
I can vouch for you guys.
Or
Defend our
defend
honor.
us, you're
Yeah.
right. Defend us. All right, so that's what we'll do. I think everybody's clear on that. Should we, call the, meeting to adjourn?
Sure.
Do it.
It is 7:47. Thank you, everybody.
Enjoy the last bit of nice weather.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cold, but it's.
Thank you for your time. And I will press end.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Which was
Bye.
in our home,
Thank
and we're
you.
like debating like when
I know.
we can put them away. We're
All
like. It's like, I'm doing it. Like,
All
no.
right, we're still recording.